lot that we need to clean up. Obviously it's something that we're all aware of. You give up that many and a half, and just even some of the misses that they had there in the second half, just a lot of uncontested shots, a lot of second chance opportunities, getting out in transition. One of the things that Steve's talked about through training camp and preseason, just contesting shots, making things competitive, over communicating, making sure that we're doing all those little things, which helps clean up a lot of the mistakes. And I think, you do have nights where the communication might be there, might be a little flat, whatever it might be, but we're trying to build off of what we've laid down in practice, where the communication has been good, the competitiveness has been good, and we didn't have that for most of tonight, which is unfortunate because it's taking a step in the wrong direction when we're trying to continue taking steps in the right direction.
You said that because of James' injury and his layoff, the second half plays back in shape. You played pretty close to the just since the preseason started. You can get close to what it was like. I don't know. It's something that you probably would need to ask James. I mean, playing with him, he looks pretty good to me in terms of his movement and just seeing what he's been doing up to this point in practice. He's been putting in a lot of work. But back to your question, I think that's more sort of something that he would want to answer. Yeah, I think a little bit of that, and then also it's sort of a problem area for us that we experienced a lot last year too, where we turned the ball over a little bit too much, where you get to the end of the game and there would be huge shot discrepancy. It would be 14, 15 field goals difference, and it's tough to win games doing that, where you just, you're putting yourself in such a bind where, whoever you're playing against, they're constantly just putting pressure on your defense because they're having so many more opportunities at it. So it's definitely something that's an area of focus. I think you're going to have turnovers in the game. It's just basketball. But you just try and limit some of the sillier ones. If you're having a turnover because you're playing aggressively, trying to thread the needle, whatever it might be, those are a little bit different than the careless ones.
Christian, Zoom question?
Hey, what's going on, Joe? In terms of having Kyrie in the lineup and not having him in the lineup, obviously he's one of the most aggressive scorers that's in the NBA. Whenever he's on the floor, he's a threat to put it on the floor and score. So I'm wondering how much of the offense is kind of tailored to having a guy with that skill set, and how much different is it playing without him in the lineup? Like, what changes on a game-to-game basis?
To be honest, not a lot changes. I mean, he obviously makes life a lot easier because, like you said, his ability to score the ball. But in terms of the philosophy and what we're doing, just schematically, some of the plays and stuff that we're running, all that really stays the same. We're probably looking a little bit more, trying to find Kev or get James involved when you could probably have a lot more opportunities where you have Kai to kind of come in there and lighten the load for both of those guys, just because of his ability to facilitate for himself and for others. Because when he's out, we have guys that are capable of doing that, but a lot of the lineups that we put around James and Kev, it's not a ton of guys that are going to be facilitating in doing that sort of, creating individual offense that way. So we certainly miss him a lot, but in terms of the way that we play and how we want to play, that really stays the same regardless of who's on the floor.
Thank you.
Last one, Greg, if you want to jump in here.
Yes, thank you. Joe, understandably, you guys have all supported Kyrie and his personal decision, but if you evaluate this team's overall performance through 3 games of the preseason, where do you think you're at right now? And does it seem like you're a far cry from being a dominant title contending type of team?
I think we still have got a little ways to go. Doesn't mean that we can't get there and we can't get there quicker than we anticipate, but certainly just have to clean up a lot of stuff.
like I said in the very beginning, where we're trying to take those incremental steps of improvement, whether it's a practice day or a preseason game. You have limited time, so you're trying to improve day by day. You don't want to digress and take a step in the wrong direction, where we did that a little bit, but we have a lot of practice time to get ready for Minnesota, and then after Minnesota, even more practice time to get ready for Milwaukee. So still time to tighten things up, and we're going to continue to learn, grow. I think the more that we play together too, the better that we'll be on both ends of the court. And it's certainly more of a marathon than a sprint. So it's more of looking at it with a long haul, a long-term lens.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.